Star Trek. Get 10% off.
Yeah, sorry about the audio. I forgot to hit the audio button because of the new intro. So welcome back, everybody. We have a coupon code. It's is this it? No, it's this one here. So it's Star Trek Day. Thank you, Sir David Witt in the chat room. Yeah, no sound.
Yeah, it was that new intro. Play that again.
Do you want to see the new intro again?
Look at the new lovely intro.
No, it's fine. The intro did have audio, but we didn't have audio.
No, that's what I mean. Just in case you missed it. It's so cool. I really like the way that turned out.
All right, if you want to
still no sound.
I think it's because it's
the lag.
Low,
yeah.
Anyway, folks, the intro is fine. It's over. So yeah, it's Star Trek Day. We do the same spiel thing that we always do. So there it is, Pedro. Tell us about the project.
Yeah, so we finally launched this today. It's a real working Star Trek communicator you can call out, and it's using a SIM card from Ting that we have in the shop, and it's really cheap to get. The voice playing data plans are like $7 a month, and it's using completely all 3D printed. We're using the dual material printing here with the gray, the black. We're using translucent filament for the buttons, and a very cool part about the button panel here is that it's all milled out using the other mill CNC router. We have a cool little way that we came up with doing the hinge mechanism here. It's just a little piece of 175 millimeter filament to hold that in. And if we take a look on the inside, another cool thing about it is it's all snapped together, so there's no screws except for the panel that holds all the LEDs and buttons in place. So very cool. Happy with the way that turned out. And on the inside we have the Fona Feather, which is an itty bitty little. It's Arduino compatible with the 2G module inside there, and the SIM card on the other side. We also have the UFL connector with the antenna, the vibration motor, and the battery speaker on the other side.
It's not a feather wing, right? It's an all-in-one.
All-in-one, yeah.
All-in-one package. All right. Do you want to tell us about the guide that I have loaded here? All the parts.
So we have a very extensive guide that goes through all of the modeling, printing out, like how to print everything out. Bunch of lovely GIFs galore.
Let's take a look at your circuit diagram. Oh wow, this is my first time seeing it. so it's very thorough.
Yeah.
Okay, looks great. Anything you want to note about this? Any tips or anything?
One of the cool things that I didn't think really much of until Phil B was like, oh, that's a really good idea on how we did the splitting of the ground connection, since there's only one pin on the feather for that.
Yeah.
So we just cut up a little flexible PCBs that we have.
This guy here?
Just scroll down into, that right there. So it's super thin, super flexible, and we just cut the ground railing on that so we could add additional ground pins to power the motor, all the LEDs and the buttons from one pin.
So you could obviously reuse this for many other projects that are just dying for more ground pins. So that's great. Good job on that. Okay, back to the circuit diagram. I think that's
so I was going to bug you on milling out like a custom little PCB for that, but this turned out to be a lot better since it's so skinny, so thin, it can fit inside what was already becoming a cramped enclosure. So if we go back to the assembly page, it's and the code too.
A little 3D printing real quick.
Yeah.
So Pedro outlines all the slice settings.
All the slice settings there. One of the most important things I think was the extrusion width. I'm using a 0.44 extrusion millimeter extrusion width for that, and that's just to ensure that all of the snap together and the snap fit parts all go through there. And there's going to be a lot of support that's going to be needed for the bottom just because of the way that the lip is designed and snaps in. And I just cover how to do that in our favorite slicer there, Simplify 3D. And the cover's going to need some as
I didn't
well.
know that needed. Okay, cool.
It definitely helps.
It helps, yeah, because it's such a beveled edge. Lots of fillets, lots of fillets.
It's actually for the little top part right here.
Do you want me to show that?
Yeah.
All right, here.
Not really needed.
You can see there. So cool. I like the screenshots.
And then, of course, we've had questions on how do we print small parts without them warping. Just print two of them. They don't even need
two of them anyway.
Yeah.
Well, three or whatever.
You're going to need two of the buttons anyway. And then how we did the dual color by swapping out the material mid-print. In this case, it was at 7.25 millimeters is when we swapped out the color. And that's when it gets up to the little ring around
The Rosie?
The Rosie.
Okay.
Little top part of that.
Quite a bit of supports, but some designs need it.
Yeah, so another trick with the support here, using Simplify 3D, you can set the resolution of the pillars that it makes, and I just bumped that up from the default from 4 up to 8, and that makes a little bit bigger support material.
Kirby saying in the chat room, live long and prosper, Pedrock.
So that is my Vulcan name now.
Vulcan name. It was assigned to you by the Vulcan overlord, PT.
And then if we take a look at the code, we can see Lamar's like an hour-long stream on how she got all of the commands to work. And if you want to take a deep dive on how all this is actually working.
Nice inside look at the phono library. Okay, cool.
So she came up with this here.
I think what's really cool about this is that if you wanted to just make sort of a prop that didn't make actual phone calls, you could still utilize some of the code here for making just a nice
scroll
looking
down,
thing.
Actually, I have that code attached all the way down the bottom.
Oh, okay, you ripped it out here. That's perfect. Yeah, and here's what
that's the tone.
The tone
that generates the.
It's a separate file, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, great. Okay, so this is just the Blinky code. Awesome. So
yeah, so we realize a lot of people probably don't want you don't actually need to have the phone functionality part, but it looks super cool when it's just blinking. Sure. And you can actually edit the code in there too. So when you push a button, it'll vibrate to the Star Trek tone. So you can adjust that as well. And there's the
so we could opt in for a trinket, like a $3 or whatever
$7 trinket. Yeah, you can definitely run that.
Great.
And they're just it's just PWM with the little LEDs in there.
That's awesome.
LED
sequence. No need for any libraries.
No libraries required at all.
That's awesome.
Big
pretty
ups
elegant.
to Phil B, who did the super awesome math to generate some
super awesome math. Yeah. It's so mathematical.
It's mathematical.
That's great, guys.
And then if you scroll down through the assembly page there too.
Sure, will do.
I put the live stream that we did. About almost 2 hours of building it completely from scratch.
That's great, yeah. So all the wiring and everything.
Yep. Doing all of the cleanup for all the holes around there, and like popping in your speaker cover.
I like your GIFs. Good job, Pedrock.
Ton of GIFs there, measuring all your wires, replacing wires, and then what seems hard, but it's not too bad, is the teeny tiny little microphone, how you have to replace the wires for that. It's not too bad.
Not too bad? Okay.
Yeah. And then splitting all of the grounds for that.
Yeah.
Cool there. So definitely check that out if you want to build one yourself. All the files are available on Thingiverse, Uimagine, and other.
Great job. So folks, check it out if you so want to. Open for a free remix as well. One thing I wanted to know is Uimagine. We put it on Uimagine. There is a new feature called the Jam feature. So what this does is you've seen a lot of the repo sites do STL visualizers. Well, this takes all of your pieces from, let's say, a big assembly like the Star Trek Communicator, brings them all together, and it lets you assemble them, so connect all the pieces together to make your final assembly. So here is all of the parts in the build, the STLs, all put together. So this is really nice. This is really nifty. Let me see if I can do a full screen of this. So you can see what it's supposed to look like, and it's a new feature that is available for you folks if you use Uimagine. So check out Uimagine. Try playing with this feature. It's really new. I have a video of me playing with it and assembling the PiGRRL project. But yeah, shout out to Matt Griffin, who works at Ultimaker, who
used to be on the show.
Worked at Adafruit and pointed this out.
And you can actually change the colors on that if you want to click around there to see how to do that. Actually, move the cover away just to show how you can assemble all these pieces. Very fancy way to do that. The mesh cover.
You can do that?
Yeah, you can just click on it and then... Oh, I think you have to be editing it, yeah.
Yeah, so there's an edit part. So if you're the creator of your file, the editing is under the Documents and Assembly tab. And it's, I believe this is all HTML5, I'm not sure, but, oh cool, here it is. So let's see if it'll work when I full screen it. Does that work, guys? I think so. So there's a couple tools available, so you can move objects over here. You can click on an object and move it, I suppose. right?
Yeah.
So you can see all the stuff there.
All the stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and the cool thing is you can. I wish the undo button is coming. It's a feature that's coming because I don't want to. Okay, I can hit escape. So that's a feature that's coming. If you click on this here, it says build. It's a BOM list of parts. Not only can you just put the STLs, but you can put screws,
non-printable parts.
Non-printable parts, exactly. So components that are in the project. So you can add them here as the build of material. So this is really cool feature. I haven't seen any other repo site do this. On the bottom here, you have all these little increments of coordinates. Yeah. That's really cool. Hopefully I didn't mess up the part because.
Oh, there's the color.
Did Matt put this together?
No, I put that together.
You put this together?
It was relatively easy. It took about a minute to do, but it's super fun to be able to assemble your parts all together.
Yeah, to give folks a more interactive look at your part. Now, of course, Fusion gives a Fusion 360 when you share a public thing. They have this amazing GUI thing. So I like seeing that outside of Fusion and into the repo site. So check out Uimagine.
Copy, awesome features.
Doing some great work there, guys. Really like it. Of course, Uimagine is from the Ultimaker team. They are definitely improving on the repo site, chugging along very nicely. So yeah, check it out on Uimagine. It's there.
We'll posting I think they featured it everywhere else.
Yeah.
Just in case something happens.
Woo! You got featured on there. Great stuff, guys. Thank you so much. And there's PiGRRL too.
Okay. There was another Star Trek
sort of a bug there.
Model that was on there as well. One of the phasers, I think they put on there.
Yes, that's right. This is gonna take a minute to load. Loading on. I still got to work on this one. My D-pad's kind of missing. So again, it's a little rough, but they're open to suggestions and stuff. Yeah. It's a great start. Yeah. What did you say? There's a.
It should be a phaser. There it is.
Here it is. The Star Trek phaser.
To complete your
whole
Star Trek
your whole
look.
your whole cosplay. That's great. This one's just begging to be like add some Adafruit parts in there.
Yeah, definitely put
totally make it work.
Sound effects, some speakers and the like in there.
That's Pedro's
awesome
Halloween project. This is Pedro Rock. All right, folks. We'll take this question in a minute, though. I don't want to get too distracted. Do you want to take it now?
I'll keep going now.
Okay,
we'll save it to the end.
Yeah, we'll come back to your question, Sir John. Okay. So that's what Pedro's prototyping. That's the segment we do in the beginning. So thank you, Pedro, for releasing the project.
Actually, if you go back over to the overhead, it's not the first cell phone project we've worked on.
It is not. This is a project that hasn't been released yet for various reasons. This is the Arduino phone that Lamar actually already has a guide for. Yeah. My goal was to put a nice enclosure for it. This is using a TFT display. I don't remember the size. I apologize, but it is using Fona module, not the Fona Feather, but like the original Fona module. Same dealie with the 2G card, 2G module. Is it lagging for you? Yeah, just a little bit. Oh, yeah. And this one does have a charger circuit built in. It has just about everything that the Star Trek Communicator has, except the button. So this is using the GFX library, the Adafruit GFX library, to get the buttons working. So you can dial the phone, you can dial numbers here. So if you're looking for a actual Arduino phone, just search for Arduino phone in the learning system, the Adafruit learning system. This is dying for a remix. I designed this in 123D Design many months ago. So I would love to redo this project with the Fona Feather.
What other movie prop phones could we do that would totally fit this? Because the buttons definitely make things larger, thicker. Yeah. Because this is all just on a screen.
It's smaller. Yeah.
Makes it
it's still a little
smaller.
chunky, but with the Fona.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's about the same size.
I believe it'll be smaller. It's the same size. Yeah. Everything's got to be chunky. But there's a big battery in there as well.
Yeah. We got the new G3 modules in, so it's definitely going to be updated for that.
Okay, so I'll hold my horses off till the G3 comes out.
No, it's already out. It's on the store, so we'll probably update that. Just got to figure out a cool design for that. Guys, let us know in the comments if you have any ideas on what themed prop this could be for another phone project.
Give it
a really fun
thing. Okay. Layer by layers times on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, or was it Tuesday and Wednesday? Yeah, I did one earlier to this morning on this guy right here. So I've been taking some time to split the PiGRRL case in half for smaller printers. So yesterday's stream, I talked about using these little clamp mechanisms for the sides. That did not work. So today I showed you guys how to redact stuff, how to have a little bit more flexibility in Fusion 360 where you can take chunks of features and just delete them and then fix errors if you have them. So that was the point. It was a nice quick 15-minute stream. But I'm going to release the files for this one later today, so folks with a smaller printer can print this out. I also discovered some things that my mounting holes were a tad bit smaller than they ought to be, so I opened those up to 3 millimeters diameter so that the M3 screws and 440 screws will fit in them. So that's about it. This is all assembled with no glue. Everything just snap fits together.
That's the coolest part about this,
That's the nicest part. And I plan to do that to this treatment, this finger joint treatment, to the PiGRRL 2. Because the PiGRRL 2 right now, if you remember a couple shows back,
it's just sliced all
yeah,
nice
and I had to use glue, and then you have this.
It can become misaligned.
I couldn't sand away the silicone, the E6000 glue, so it was very noticeable. So hopefully this will make better stuff.
Yeah, so this is definitely the way to split apart
Yeah.
Objects. If you have a small print bed.
That's right. Have a little bit of a tolerance there for your finger joints.
Snap together. Have like nice little registration, marks.
Yeah, it keeps everything lined up. So you can of course glue it, but it's nice that you don't have to.
Yeah.
So that was this week's Layer by Layers. Had 3 of them. Again, apologize for the audio, but I'm going to now be very more proactive and just use the lav mic as opposed to just the H4n mic, and I'll have my USB hub powered to the wall so it's not like glitching out on me.
There you go.
So I feel bad about it still. That was the Layer by Layer, not Woody prototyping. And I'll do the PiGRRL 2 later too. Yeah. Is there anything else you want to show?
Yeah, prototyping. If we continue with that, or move on to that. Yeah. So next up for me is that little mini FPV project. So you guys recall, I think a couple weeks ago, we showed a demo of it working, but I was using the little teeny tiny 1.5 inch screen that we have in the store, but I wanted to get the bigger ones that we have. This is the 2.5.
I think it's too cute.
Yeah, I know, especially when it's all together like that. And we're doing this because, the FPV is pretty big. We ordered like a little crappy drone, and instead we got like this super fancy
Walkera F10 style racing drone, which is amazing. We've been blessed by the Amazon gods.
Yeah. So with that came, the built-in, transmitter, the camera, all that stuff, and we were thinking, oh well, crap, we can just use this and make a project around it.
Absolutely.
So this is going to be a super, tiny little mini FPV. If you're like at an event or whatever, you can like tune into people's channels and just
Will you attach this to your transmitter? Is that the goal?
You definitely could, yeah. So I can make a little mount for that.
Or do you want it wrist? No, that's kind of weird.
That would fit.
Yeah, but then it's not ergonomical.
No, your arms.
So definitely mount it to the transmitter. The transmitter is pretty big, big as your head.
Yeah. So just got this in literally like half hour ago. Yeah. So this is the 2.5. But what I actually want to use, and I haven't been able to because we've been out of stock, is the 3.5.
These are all composite?
These are all composite, as you can see
here. Wire up.
Because of the way that these work. And
power boost to power it up. We're just missing the battery, and
yep, we're just using a little cylindrical, but I'll probably use like a 2500.
Okay, it'll be like separate from the transmitter, so you're not killing the transmitter.
Exactly. Yeah.
Great stuff. Okay.
So it's all gonna go in like
cool
that.
Project. That should segue into the Drony Awards, guys. It's approaching heavily. Drony Awards. This is our first film festival thing that Adafruit is hosting. Lovely
entries so far.
And even more lovelier judges. We got a lot of great judges. Of course, the prizes are gift certificates from $100 all the way down to $50 for first, second, and third.
For just submitting video.
Yeah, just submit your video.
Drone video footage, so easiest way to win.
There's some rules. There's the way you entry, adafruit.com/dronies. And you also get a 3D printed Drony trophy, which you will have to assemble if you win, because I don't want to ship it, and it shows up. It'll show up in pieces, but pieces that aren't snapped in half. So that's the Dronies.
Speaking of Dronies,
when does it end?
The 6th.
June 6th, guys. So get on that if you are a quadcopter / multi, just call it multi-rotor enthusiast, and you're doing some photography footage stuff. Yeah. We want to see it. Go ahead and enter it.
Yep. So we actually finally got to unbox our other drone that's been sitting there for
the
about
DJ
a week.
Phantom.
Yeah.
This thing's pretty dope. You want me to just go to it? The unboxing of it?
Yeah.
All right. By the way, this is shop talk since we're just talking about new things in the shop. This personal workshop, not the Adafruit shop. We're not stocking this. we got one.
We used to stock the Iris though.
Yes.
If you guys remember, about 3 years ago, we were doing a bunch of work with the Iris.
Yeah.
And it was a little buggy. It was like developer sort of feeling, and there was a ton of stuff that didn't feel super consumery.
Yeah.
But this DJI is definitely there. Love the way that the packaging came in this. Like the packaging is actually like a carrying case that you can take with you. And of course, the drone is all assembled. There's no weird having to go through code to edit Arduino files or anything like that. Like the Iris.
No, this is for folks that need to get up in the air and get shots. Obviously, but yeah. Anything you want to talk about? Just the packaging and everything. It's beautiful. I mean, it's worth every penny.
Yeah, the battery is awesome. The way that the propellers go on there, is the way that all drones should, be assembled or have them snap on instead of having to take all these tools with you.
This and they won't let no one else do it.
All nicely color coded for you, and they just easily screw in.
There's
a lot simpler than I thought.
There's plenty of reviews on this guy. We don't plan to do a review on it. We're just planning to make some projects with it.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. Well, that's pretty much the unboxing. Can I show some lovely footage?
Yeah.
All right. Check it out, folks. I'm on a skateboard.
Yay.
Woohoo. Pedro's flying a drone in our neighborhood.
The easiest
way.
Very
safe because it has built-in safety mechanisms where
all the obstacle avoidance works.
It won't run into a tree. And
you were the only thing that crashed.
There was a big gap there. It's bad. Look at this lovely golf course that we have in our backyard. Don't you just love living in a gated community with high expensive HOA? It's a joke, folks.
But yeah, definitely check out
pros and cons for everything. Yeah, so there's this was a commercial for the Dronies, wasn't it? Good stuff.
Yeah, so it's been crazy rainy here. Otherwise, we would have had some lovely beach footage as well, which we'll get right after the show. So
okay, well I got
more lovely footage for that.
I have errands.
And then the other test that we were doing was the active tracking works phenomenal with this. So here we are just tracking my son Gavin here and you in the back.
There I am. What's this flying thing?
And it did a really good job.
Yeah.
The only thing, caveat though, is as soon as you went behind one of the banana trees.
This is tracking me. You're not manually flying this.
No. This is just the camera
That's great.
It's spinning around.
Testing features
the gimbal just following you and.
I'm going to get him. Up, shadow.
Dun.
I love the Instagram filter that you threw on this. It gives it like a vintage look. Yeah. It's just a little bit of color grading here. Color grading? Yeah, color grading. So, how long is this clip? Are we just...
No, that's it, really. Just showing off how it's really good, as long as you don't go behind.
Do I go behind the tree here? No, okay, it's looping at this point. Cool.
And then we shot some footage inside the...
More importantly, you registered the drone. You registered with the FAA. Here in the States, you have to register your drone. You want to tell us a little bit about the process while this loops?
Well, actually, we're going to do a whole video on that.
Okay.
Just to be safe. It doesn't, it's not hard at all. And we just had to label all our drones with our registration number. We're actually just going to do a video because everybody who operates one has to be registered. And it's only like $5. It lasts for 3 years.
That's right.
And we'll do a little video of that, do some 3D printing parts for it, make some hoods, we'll make some mounts, all that good stuff.
Cool. Again, we'll answer the question, folks, after the show. I see a couple of them here in the chat.
Oh, actually, we forgot about the NPR radio project.
Yeah, it is definitely coming soon.
That's next week, actually.
That's next week's project, so we'll talk more about it, I guess, next week because we're running. We have some video of this. This is Pedro's. Makeup and cosplay is a process, absolutely a process. Tell me about what you had to endure to look like Pedro, to transform into Pedro.
I didn't do anything. I just had my wife do all the makeup and do the
her
ears.
do all the work. Now, so you got some Spock ears. They weren't 3D printed. Didn't have time to 3D print
So
them.
I actually looked at printing the tips of the ears, but because of the way it's all convex and it was a little bit difficult to model.
Opportunities for 3D scanning and stuff, but that could be another project down the road.
It's either that or $5 and some
$5, okay. But the cool thing is, Brandy, Pedro's wife, added makeup to the Spock ears to match your complexion. Ears, yeah. So instead of shaving your eyebrow, she covered up what she needed to cover up, which is a really, really fantastic sort of technique, cosmetics technique. So what else did you learn from this experience?
I learned my color is caramel and chiffon.
Chiffon, ooh, wow. Another thing too is Pedro's hairline is different than Spock, so there was quite a bit of work that went into. Yeah. There's some trickeries that you can do. So she used the eyeliner to paint in some of your forehead to make it look like you had more hair. So this was a lot of fun, I think. She even did a live stream on her channel because she does a lot of video too,
makeup stuff
with her company. Yeah. So Pedro looks fabulous.
So I opted to not shave off my entire face and just do like the evil goatee Spock
look.
So that was fun. And I think that's all we have for this week's Shop Talk.
Yeah. I want to see more of Pedro getting makeup on him. Like, you had to get makeup for this whole getup, you know? It wasn't just like put some ears on and that was it.
Yeah.
It was like a half hour or so. You want to do some tweets while we watch you get makeup?
I think I'm already like lost place of where we are for all the tweets.
We've been all over the place. Sorry, folks.
All right,
enough of this, right? I don't know. Remember to leave a nice comment on Pedro's makeup and live long and prosper.
To endure so much.
Yeah, endure so much. Video. Oh man, makeup. Ooh, it hurts. All right.
Let's go ahead and jump into this week's Community Makes.
Community Makes, folks. This is where we highlight a couple projects that we came across in this week. So the first one, this is a cool one. This reminds me of your drone FPV projects that you want to do. So this is on Thingiverse. Let me make this bigger. This is from Jimbone on Thingiverse. He calls it a beginner-friendly Raspberry Pi Zero gaming system. So he basically put together a screen and a 3D printed clamp that clamps onto a PlayStation controller. So it's self-powered, I believe, maybe not. There's some details about the assembly here. This is a really, really cool idea. I think this will work well for the FPV project too. It's just this same type of concept.
Like the way that he's using the little clampy thing.
Yeah, the clampy thing is using some screws to make it clampy. And here's some of the components. The Raspberry Pi, you got a display driver, the display itself. I think some power circuitry here, maybe a switch and a beefy battery. So pretty cool. Yeah. Switch over there. Good stuff. Very easy awesome. Raspberry Pi gaming system for beginners. So he's got all the stuff here laid out for you guys if you want to make one. I really like this project. Pretty cool.
Yeah, perfect timing if you were lucky enough to quickly order up the new Pi Zeros that came out on Monday.
Yep.
And we're definitely going to be doing more projects with the camera and that. Definitely going to do the little live stream camera, teeny tiny little Octoprint setup. So that should be lots of fun.
For Let's Build. That's their new show called Let's Build whenever we can. Here's this is from Mr. Awesome. Fontana here. Simon Fontana made he 3D printed a penny board on his Ultimaker. This thing's awesome. So check out Simon. Consider supporting him on Patreon. He also released this file on Thingiverse, and he put together a video about it, so you can check that out.
Very cool.
And I think you just need a couple of metal rods, I believe. He modeled it in Rhino. And you can purchase the file if you want, the source file, but the actual STLs are available to download. So very cool. Very good. Very nice. Nice project, Simon. Next one up is Raspberry Pi 2 build. I forget your name here. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Thingiverse user Noe Perry Hernandez. Much better. So Perry put this together on his Printerbot Plus. Just looks really nice. I like this color scheme. I let him know that there's a version 1.1. This is the original case. The 1.1 has that snap. It just uses less screws. It has that whole snap clamp mechanism for joining the two halves together. So he's going to try that out and see how that goes. So nice.
And you are going to update this file as well, so we can print these on smaller printers.
Yes, I am. Yeah, with the finger joints. Finger joints for the win. Thank you, sir. Next one up. This is cool. So this is the PiGRRL 2 remix. He added a headphone jack to the bottom. This is fried semiconductors. Thingiverse user. Let me pull up his name real quick while I look at some of the stuff.
I think the coolest thing about this, though, is the little light pipes that he added to the power boost.
We get a lot of questions and comments about how can we get an indicator on the PiGRRL so we know when the battery's going to die. And to break out the LED is one option, but to just print out a light pipe with transparent PLA or whatever from the power boost, because the power boost does have a LED that indicates when the battery or voltage is low. So you could just print this simple little thing out and get the LED to shine through the case. So you did a quick modification to the case, and that is very cool. This is Sebastian on Thingiverse. So thank you, Sebastian, for putting together this remix. I think he's still building it out since it's not fully assembled, but very, very good remixes. Love it when people add, contribute to the project and put their own spin on it. Definitely useful remix here. So check it out. Printed on Ultimaker. Good stuff. That is it. Oh, we got one more here. Check out Distrupt It Yourself on YouTube. Andrew Stott. He put together a review and some tips on using PLA PHA from Melt Ink 3D. Have you guys heard of Melt Ink 3D? We actually kind of stock the filament. Print and Z filament is actually Melt Ink filament, so it's actually the same stuff, just sort of rebranded. Yeah. So that's really nice. We definitely love this material. We have it in the shop. We have it in a couple different colors, I think like teal and silver and black and white, perhaps.
Yeah. And
we're
getting the cool gray as well.
Yeah, we're looking to getting some more colors, and Andrew did a fantastic job on just reviewing and some tidbits and stuff.
Filaments now. All of the parts for the Starter Communicator were printed using PLA PHA. Really like the way that the matte look that it gets out of it. Yeah. And it's a lot more stronger than the regular PLA.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, well, that's it from the Community Makes. If you guys have any projects that you would like to share with us, you can do so by tagging us on any of the social channels or submitting an email to support@adafruit.com. That's how to get to a hold of us. Q&A. That's next.
Go ahead and check out this week's Q&A.
Q&A. We're going to do Q&A. First, we have a couple of questions that we queued up, and then we'll answer your folks' questions that we have queued up here in the live chat room. First one is from David Clooney. He asked us last week, and he wanted to bring it up again. Really curious to hear what our thoughts are on the Peachy printer debacle. If you guys haven't heard about the Peachy printer, this was a Kickstarter that happened, I think, 2 or 3 years ago. It was the promise of a $100 3D printer.
Which in itself sounds super fishy.
Shocked the 3D printing world when they released a video saying our money, we stole your money and we used it to build a house. One of the co-partners did this, and he put together this fancy video about where the money went and all this and that.
Which in itself is super fishy because of the publishing date.
Yeah. So it's very, very fishy. He also links to Richard Horn, who we admire and follow.
He did a super funny job.
Super great job on explaining the fishiness of it.
Yeah. Which everybody should be aware. Hopefully this brings to light just how
you have to be cautious about your purchasing, who are you backing.
So this is why we do not promote Kickstarters on Adafruit.
We have a policy on the Adafruit blog. No Kickstarters, unfortunately. I'm sorry, because there's just no guarantee if your product is going to ship or not. I think Lamar and Phil have not been burnt, but they've had instances in the past where
people think that they can run a Kickstarter and then they can just get all the parts from us. And it's super shady when you're trying to get a product into the store when you still haven't
priced anything out.
No. When you
made
still
a production run.
Before that, you haven't even fulfilled all of your backers. Like you haven't shipped anything to them. So we will not. We do stock some Kickstarters that have successfully made
right.
it, but after they already fulfill all of their backers.
Case in point, the Astroprint project, I funded it personally. I backed it rather personally, and we now sell it in the shop. We also sell, of course, Octoprint in the shop as well. But some things to look out for is obviously do your research on the team. Do they have they done any production runs before? Have they dealt with manufacturing before? Are they fresh and new? There's a great article, I think on Fabulou or one of the other blogs that talked about how M3D, because they were a Kickstarter too, they had like millions of dollars in their backing, and they were able to pull it off because they were already ready to manufacture. They just used Kickstarter as an advertising promotion platform, not to like get the money to make the thing. They already had made the thing.
Yeah, they already knew how long it took to assemble each printer. They already had all of their sourcing. And that's the way to do it.
They had their ish locked down. There's a similar story with Brooke from PrinterBot.
They had
his stuff ready to go.
So definitely be wary of that. That's why we don't promote any Kickstarters.
There's a funny,
it's always funny, like that. You know, a lot of them are like fresh out of college kids who have no idea how extremely difficult it is to manufacture.
It's not like software.
Software's the same way. Software can be pretty hard. Like as soon as it gets out in the world, you try to scale something and everything breaks. It's like, oh no.
Yeah. I was gonna mention Evil Mad Scientist on Twitter had something like, hey, if you folks want to fund another printer, here's a good option. It was a $50 printer that's on Kickstarter. You can smell the fishiness from it, but we don't know. I mean, it could be anything.
That's our thoughts,
David. I'm
general.
Sorry about the, but just got to be more cautious moving forward. Next question is from All Luck 7. He's basically has some critiquing on the PiGRRL 0. He wishes that the screen was a little bit bigger, and he would love to see the bumpers made out of hard plastic and sort of curving around the enclosure, kind of like the Super Nintendo controller. That is a really cool idea. It'd be really great to see people actually remix the project. That's why we open source the project. This is our spin on it. It's a good foundation for you folks to start from, and then you can make it whatever you guys want.
Everybody has different needs, so definitely remix it to your liking.
Absolutely. Next one is from Lime Studios. He's got this question. I'm not sure about this one. I would recommend posting this up on the forums from the Raspberry Pi Foundation. Basically, he wants to remix the Super Game Pi, or rather looking for a way to get to sort of seamlessly switch from the internal display to a TV instead. If you plug in HDMI, he'd love to see it. I guess not mirror, but like switch over to that to his TV. Now I'm not sure if that's possible. He even says that the only way he knows how to do it is to use composite on the internal screen, and then HDMI would naturally just switch over to that. So I would suggest posting it on the forums. I don't have any personal experience doing it, but it's a cool idea. Next one is from Step Chai. This is a great comment, more of like a tip. Using the M3D, this week's Time-Lapse Tuesday was the Dragon Scale vase designed by Luis Dreggers. He's basically saying that it's really slow since the print took 12 hours. He says you could probably save about an hour if you simply disable retraction in your slicer. That is a really good point. He also would like to see some detailed photos of the Dragon Scale because he wants to print this on his M3D and do some comparison with retraction turned off. So let us go ahead and mess with this with this thing here. I'm going to crank up the, oops, wrong camera. I'm going to crank
up. Actually focused.
No way. Well, we can get closer. We can enhance more. Check this out. Kachiga.
It did a pretty good job of all the detail on it. And the translucent green PLA definitely brings out the scaliness of this vase.
The color is a little bit off to me. That's better. Maybe too red.
I'll focus it right there so you can see the whole thing.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, this is a really good print to test out. There you go. Yeah. I like how this turned out. But yeah, again, it took like 10 hours to print.
Now, we definitely recommend, folks, if you have the M3D printer and you want to extend the use of it and get quality prints, how are you getting such good prints on this tiny baby printer?
Simplify 3D and Octoprint with the M3D FIO plugin in there.
There you go.
So
Good
yeah,
stuff.
really cool.
All right, thanks, Step, for the comment. Pedro's going to try not using rather retraction.
Well, that was just for that print because it's literally just a vase.
Gotcha.
For other things, I can't turn off retraction for that. It's going to be super stringy.
All right, next one is from Hobby Lucen. Hello from Germany. He is wondering where you can get the Raspberry Pi. Yeah, I already answered him on YouTube, but I would say go to whereismyraspberrypi.com.
I'll check to see who has it in stock.
Yeah.
And in the UK, probably PiGRRL, I think, is one of the best places to get it from.
Let me go to it real quick. Who has it? Is it sold out everywhere? There we go. PiGRRL still has it. Everybody else is out of stock, and Element 14 is nowhere to be found. Oh no! So check out the website, and we also have email notifications. If you want to drop your email in that little box near the product page, you will get an email when it's back in stock. Yep. Good stuff. All right, next question. Pull that up again. Here we go. Tom611. He's asking. He's just giving me some comments about the audio problems that I've been dealing with here the past 2 days.
Yeah, there's no way to edit this off. Once it's on YouTube, it's there. There's no way to go on at certain time codes and sort of.
You can trim the beginning and the end of a YouTube video, but you can't mess with it. And I really can't do much about this one. So you're just gonna. I'm even considering deleting it.
Doing it over again.
Yeah, and doing it over again. But I think I'm just going to leave it. Again, I'm going to be way more proactive about using the right mic. I'm going to use our lav mics here and the H4n mic.
And then plugging in the USB into the wall.
That's right, so my USB hub into the wall. Because I have a lot of USB data streaming coming from this little hub. So I need to make sure it's all powered nicely. So yeah, I'll be more proactive on that.
Thank you folks for sticking.
Yeah, thanks for dealing with that. I know it's terrible, but it's like #shrug. Andrew wants to know what's the total cost. I forgot to do this one. It's going to be, I think, about $80 or less.
Yeah. We're working on the kit right now, so
we are working on the kit right now. Waiting on the PCB, the gamepad PCBs from the Fab Lab. We're waiting to get those back so we can clean them up and package them up nicely. We will not be able to include a battery with the kit, unfortunately, because of legalities.
You can get it separately, though.
Yes, you can. You can get it separately.
Last time I checked, we were out of stock on almost every
everything.
battery. Yeah.
Oh.
You guys keep buying everything.
Oh. Should I talk about this thing?
If you guys want to pick up more items.
I have to pay bills. We have bills to pay. And we can help you out as well. So whenever it's in stock, again, email notifications. All right, next one is from Carsey. He's saying, I know you print more than one stuff per week. Can you share your prints more frequently?
Definitely check out our Instagram accounts. We always post printing action on there.
We're up there. I'm at Ekin. Pedro's at VideoPixel. Pedro seems to be posting more than I am because I am terrible at social media.
Yeah, we can't post, especially edited videos, because they take a while to do, especially
what takes a while?
Especially especially with this one took like 10 hours, so we can't really post one every day.
Well, I mean that's the M3D printer, but
all the other
some of the printers don't look that great, especially the Flash Forge. It's hard to get a nice time lapse with that one. Ultimaker, beautiful. It's basically a light box. That thing looks great. But we're actually not printing things every single day. We have a lot of other tasks to do, including writing tutorials and taking photos of electronics.
Yeah, the photography is actually what takes the longest, because we have to move everything out of the way. Have to get all the lights all right, and then we shoot video. I gotta wait till my son's asleep or in school. It's insane.
All right, let's get into this whole day. All right, but there you go. That's the question. That's the answer we have. Dustin Evans is asking, how long does the battery last on the PiGRRL Zero project, and is there a low battery indicator by any chance? Yep, we just talked about the little remix for the PowerBoost 1000C, where you can break out a little light pipe thing and get that's the quickest and easiest way I think we can do for that. So that's really cool. And then how long does the battery last? I've heard Lamar say, I haven't calculated myself, but I've heard her say that it draws about 200 milliamps. with the 2,000 milliamp battery that we are suggesting, you should get about 2 hours of play. Now, that might not seem like a lot, but it's a lot for me. Yeah. And that's
you can play while you're charging. So.
Play while you're charging, play tethered. It's up to you, however you want to do it.
Increase the size of the case and add the 6,000 milliamp hour battery.
Can you imagine, like, this thing is as big as like one of the drone batteries, so imagine just like another ultimate portable gaming. Well, thank you, Dustin. Next one is from Hitman. He's asking, can you make one with a bigger screen? Yes, we plan to remake the Super Game Pi. That's using a 5-inch screen, pure HDMI, none of this frame buffer kookiness. So it's full acceleration. The Super Game Pi with a Raspberry Pi 3. So we plan to do that in the coming months. So yeah, and that one will have audio, really nice audio. 2 speakers this time. Stereo. JCOM is suggesting to get a computer with NVIDIA Quattro GPU. His MSI workstation notebook has been invaluable for his CAD productivity. I myself am planning on getting a new laptop because this one is getting it's getting difficult to live stream and do CAD tutorials at the same time. So we're looking into different options. Next one, I already did Hitman. Sorry about that. Next one is Evil Dead on the YouTubes. Can he swap out the A+ for the Raspberry Pi 3 on the Touch Pi project? You know what? I really want to redo this project using the same screen. This is a 3.5-inch Pi TFT. And I want to use a Pi 3 with it. This case won't fit in the case because the case standoffs are specifically designed for the Pi A+. And it was designed in 123D design, which is good, but I would love to have the power of Fusion 360 where I can go in there and make things that are sketch-driven and parametric.
As you've seen, we always have to do minor tweaks and edits to everything.
Yeah, of course. And you always, it's all about it. Was it repetition or iteration?
Yeah. Iteration.
Okie dokie. I think that is all we have. Now we can take a look at the questions in the chats. What do we got here?
First question is from...
I need to put a...
Oh, somebody's asking about the dimensions of the PiGRRL. He's interested in the new zero-base one, but would like to get... it would be great if you always include the info. Oh, if we included info on just the dimensions of everything.
That's a good point. I apologize for that. I haven't really looked at doing that for all of our projects, but if you give me a second here, I can pull up it. Maybe not a second. It's definitely within the realms of like 150 millimeters by like 100 millimeters. You could download the STL files and use a program like Pleasant 3D to pull that up, but it's funny that I don't have the dimensions in front of me right now. Here we go. I don't know the thickness, but it's going to be about 135 millimeters by 63.7 millimeters, and it should be about 22 millimeters thick. So that is the dimensions of said, or maybe 25 millimeters, something like that. Yep. I modeled around the components. That's why I don't know the exact measurement. Mm-hmm. So there you go. Any other questions?
Next question is, are those blinking LEDs or are they 3D printed? Are you using transparent PLA for lights to go through better? Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Maybe. So, you want to go closer? There you go. Yep. So these are printed. These are just normal white LEDs, but you've printed them in translucent red, green, and just white.
Actually,
PLA.
This one's like the bluish.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Bluish transparent.
So it gives it a kind of a blue in a natural lighting situation, of course. So yeah, that you can add color to diffuse your LEDs by printing them in different colors.
Yep, it's the best way to do that, and we do offer these colors in the shop.
Okay,
pick those up.
Cool.
Best way to do that.
All right, next question. Pedro, you want to pull the
next question is NPR radio.
Yeah, Kirby's asking about the NPR radio.
That is next week.
That is next week. I have it over there. I can't reach. Oh. It's basically done. Todd Treese, actually, he's the developer who put together the project. It was his project, and we collaborated on the enclosure. He is still working. Is it done? No. He's still working on it. He's working out some bugs because there's a little bit of a glitchiness with the MPR121 touch sensor breakout. So he's just he's fine-tuning that, and making sure that it's not randomly stopping and starting.
Yeah.
But we're going to shoot it this week.
Yeah. The other thing we were waiting on is the amp that we're using there.
Yeah.
So it's compatible with the Raspberry Pi Zero.
Yeah.
And they should be coming in the store pretty soon.
We're going to do a different video. We're not going to do like a build video per se. We're going to do a discussion, perhaps 15-minute discussion, very much tested style, where we just talk about the project and what went into it, as opposed to actually just a minute build. So hopefully you guys are into that. I think some people will dig it because it's just a nice conversation with me and Pedro about the project.
Yep. Next up, what is Brandy's channel?
Brandy that's your wife, yeah.
Yeah, it's with a Y. Just search Facebook, Brandy 3D. Yeah.
Brandy 3D on Facebook. She works with Unique, which is a makeup cosmetics company.
You can see all that stuff there.
And you can see all her stuff there. She does great videos.
Yeah. Kirby's asking, did we replace the black M3D with a clear one or get another one? No, so I think you were probably on vacation last week when we talked about it. I broke the standoffs on.
It's a fragile, delicate little flower.
No,
you broke it.
They give you instructions on how to realign the gantries, and I printed something that was too big. It totally warned me right before I hit print.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, whatever. And it went all the way up to the top and misaligned. So when I went in to fix it, they give you instructions on how to take it apart. I was just too rough on it, like snapped it off.
Yeah. And previously, I dropped it from the table. It didn't break, but I'm sure it loosened something up.
I'm sure it made some
You do
cracks.
get a manufacturer warranty 1 year when you purchase it. Is it 1 year?
Yeah, it's a year.
1 year warranty, so in case something breaks, you can get your replacements. So it is a replacement. It's as strong as until it'll work until you break it. So I don't know.
It was all user error on my part.
And again, folks, M3D FIO Octoprint on the M3D. Please check it out. It'll warn you if you're trying to print something too big, and that's what happened.
Actually, yeah, William Carter here is saying that he uses a brand new Pi to print on the M3D.
Great.
So awesome.
I hope you are enjoying it. Good stuff. Anything else?
And he says it's seeing when the internals when it prints. Yeah, it's really cool the way that all of the belts moving inside there.
Yeah, that is why we got the clear one, because we see the ads on Facebook of M3D showing their time lapses, and they look awesome because it's clear and you can see all the components and the rods spinning. It looks really cool.
Another one from William Carter. He's asking, do we need a heat sink or fans for the latest Pi?
It depends on what you're doing. Yeah, if you're doing some intensive work, I guess, yes.
We just put some heat sinks in the shop.
Yeah.
It's for the Pi, for the Pi 3.
Yeah, one of the benefits is that you can overclock it by 20% if you have a heatsink on. I did not know that. That is a tidbit that I got. Okay.
All right, that seems to be it.
Alrighty, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in on today's 3D Hangout show. Again, if you are considering purchasing a printer, some accessories, or some electronics, of course electronics, Star Trek is today's coupon code. Get 10% off.
That's right. Expires at 11:59 p.m. tonight.
Eastern Time.
Does not work on gift certificates or software.
Yeah.
So definitely take advantage of that.
That's right. Should we end it with the
check out this cool
intro?
Outro now.
All right, we'll do the out. No, I don't. We need a new outro. Maybe like a printer like breaking. Oh, we should end it with the PrinterBot falling off the table. Oh yeah, guys, check out the PrinterBot YouTube channel. They just sneak peeked the new PrinterBot Simple Metal version 2. We will have it in the shop.
Yep, we'll have it.
I think.
Around.
We're
gonna test it out. Yeah.
We're gonna test it out. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next time, and remember to keep on making. Bye. Guys.